It is a tremendous honor to sit across from you both.
Thank you. Likewise, Jason.
And these are controversial times. And I'm sure some of you agree, obviously many of you agree, and some of you disagree. And the intention of this event isn't to promote either side necessarily. And it's also not to be milk-warm in the middle, because these are times where we need to have strong views on things. And it's time to have conviction and to test conventionality, I believe. So when you look back on the last couple years of your stances, what are your reflections?
So at the end of the day, by the way, I want to commend you. I know you and Jeff have been working really hard to assemble like the best of the spiritual community of Miami. And I'm really, as a native Miamian, I'm really, it pleases me to no end to see that Miami truly has a vibrant and very rapidly growing spiritual community. And I just love that about my hometown.
Great honor, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, you know, when we were going through all that media attention, it was like a wave of massive energy coming toward us. And we're very quick learners, and I feel like we did a pretty effective job in navigating around it and helping to shape the narrative in the way that we want it to be conveyed. And at the end of the day, I think that ultimately, I don't know if people necessarily remember exactly what the controversy was all about, but that a lady, my wife, so bold, and myself, who follows her, you know, follows her lead in many ways, were people who really took a stand, and that's something that's been we don't see enough of these days. And because we have a school, I think we set a really good example for the children, so that they know to start to think for themselves and to make decisions for themselves. And I think that's ultimately what the takeaway was.
My husband underestimates how much of a rock he was during that entire ordeal. There's no way that I would have been able to go through. I mean, it was literally a full-on attack. I mean, we had CNN, everybody camped outside our doors. And at the time, because it was 2 years ago, it was really just the beginning of all of this craziness. So my community, which wasn't fully formed yet, had pretty much split in half. So I would not have been able to go through that without you, and the fact that you supported me and understanding that I needed to take a stand, and I needed to take a stand for our children, and I was willing to do whatever it takes, and even if it meant taking all the punches, it's a lot easier when you have a supportive partner by your side to take those punches. So thank you.
It's beautiful. And I was very lucky to see you two backstage, and you've got such a tremendous bond, and it shows through so much. And you guys didn't get to witness it, but I did. And the really beautiful little moments you didn't think anybody noticed, I got to notice. So give us some more reflections on that and how you two have built this empire in partnership and how that plays out for you.
So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a techie. I started my first internet company in '94. Many of you were in diapers. I can't emphasize enough, we don't come from anything. We come from nothing. Speaking on Leila's behalf, welfare, all kinds of craziness at home. I come from a household of poverty and abuse and a lot of stuff. So everything we've got today was literally built from nothing. I remember taking a class in college where it was an entrepreneurship class where the question to the students was, where are you going to get financing for your next company? And this is before VC was really, you can come up with an idea and get funding. And so people were like, well, go to a venture capitalist. And they're like, well, no, you have no experience in anything. Go to a bank and get a loan. And they're like, well, bank's not going to give you a loan because you have no collateral. And so the answer was, go to friends and family. And I'm like, I'm fucked because I don't know anybody with any money. So basically, it was one brick at a time. So I started my first tech company a long time ago and had some good success with it. And then ultimately, the big success, which has gotten us to where we are today, had to do with electronic toll collection, where if any of you have ever rented a car and paid for your tolls electronically with the device in the windshield that you flipped a lever or whatever, that's my invention, that's my innovation. I created it, and I had 4 million cars driving around using our service by the time I sold it a few years ago. Leila was our chief financial officer. She became the chief financial officer well after we fell in love. She's a brilliant strategist and operator, and helped grow the company 40 times on the bottom line. We definitely give a round of applause for that.
We make a good team.
We are an amazing team because the things that she's really good at, I'm not so great at, and the things I'm really good at, she's not so good at. It's the perfect fit. What?
It's a true story.
True, very true. And we feel when we had our first, I'm doing all the talking, but when we had our first date.
It's okay, keep going, I like it.
When we had our first date, we met
Get into
online.
the good part.
What?
Now you're getting to the good part.
When we had our first date, she pulled up, I was in a hotel, she pulled up in her car in the valet, and our eyes locked through the windshield, and literally 5 minutes later, we were making out madly. So many of you can relate. We believe that we've known each other in many lives before, and it was really just a beautiful, happy reunion. And we've been together now 11 years, and our love is like deeper and more profound than it's ever been.
Congratulations. Beautiful.
And what's exciting about our union together is, I think it's interesting because like he said, we both came from very broken homes, and we didn't have a lot of confidence or self-esteem. And when we met each other, we both saw in the other person how amazing that person was and how much potential they had to just reach, anything that they wanted to reach. So we were always just encouraging each other, and we just believed so much in each other that we built each other's confidence and self-esteem to where we are today, where we have all the confidence in the world, but just, it's almost like we were each other's mentors from the moment we met and not even realizing it. So that's been awesome.
And but when we met, it was we've embarked on a very deep spiritual journey of our own. But when we met, we came with our baggage and our unhealed sides. And so when we sold the company 4.5 years ago, we really embarked on a personal journey of healing and awakening. And that really started a process where we built a school. We started giving away a lot more money and trying to uplift humanity. And so that's going to guide us for the rest of our lives. There's tremendous ROI in that. It seems like the more we give away, the more we get. God is just so good to us. And, and there's really no limit to what we can do. So we have businesses that are designed to produce money, but they also uplift humanity. So I'm very clear on my purpose, which is to bring joy and love and connection to humanity and make a couple of bucks in the process. Can't hurt either. Leila's purpose is a little bit different, but we're going to do more and more of this, and we can scale. We're so good together. We have great ambitions. We can move mountains, the two of us. We can scale massively everything that we're doing.
How can the rest of us do what you're doing?
I think the interesting thing is when we were together at the company and we were working on just a lot of different things, I looked at him and I said, don't even focus on the bottom line. Let's focus on love and connection. And this is before we were spiritual. We just focused on our employees, we focused on our customers, and we focused on just creating a loving, caring environment. And then, from that, things just blew up in a good way. And we're doing the same thing with our school. We're doing the same thing with our farm. Our school is so much about love and connection. We just started school again 3 days ago, and we've got all these WhatsApp chats, and it's just so beautiful to see how much love and connection is in the air and how happy our kids are because they feel it. They can feel it vibrating through all the walls. And we spend a lot of money on sending our teachers to training and training in-house and just consciousness training. And, we had Joe Dispenza training, and we've got mindfulness training, and we've got, just so much training that is really helping uplift our community, increase the consciousness of of really as many people that are willing to take on that journey. Obviously, there are some that aren't, and they end up not staying with us, and that's okay. But as one child said to their mom, and she told me today, she goes, "I'm vibing with this community."